Renée Lamoureux joining us. Renee, how you doing?
I'm doing great, thanks.
Hey.
Hi.
We appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule to chat with us this morning.
Of course.
Yeah, I know you had Jeremy. Jeremy was on your program, or you had Jeremy. Jeremy had you on his show.
That's great.
One of those.
When Warrior came out, off the album Dare to Be You.
Yes.
And since then, Renee, you actually went on to win the Manitoba Country Music Association's Female Artist of the Year Award for 2016.
Yeah, that was super exciting and
Congratulations.
quite a surprise, really.
A lot of folks know you, part of the duo, Keith and Renee.
That's how I first saw you at the CCMAs, at the Songwriters Cafe.
That's right. Yeah, Keith and Renee, we've been, together for, it's coming on 20 years.
Wow.
That's
So
fantastic.
Yeah, it's been, like Keith always says, we started at 3 years old. So obviously that's where, I started my music career. And a few years back, I wanted to, I always had the idea of writing a solo album, and I think it was because as a duo, you write a certain kind of music, and I had this whole other side of me that I wanted to tap into, songs that I was writing that I knew wouldn't fit for the other project, and so I finally decided to go for it.
Well, I'm glad you did, because those songs are so uplifting, and they make me feel really good.
Oh, thank you.
So I can't imagine what everyone else listening to Warrior and just getting, that's such a great song.
I find that song, when I listen to it, and I was telling this to Candace this morning before we went on air, when I'm feeling a little low and just, blah, when I hear that song, it picks me back up.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's one of those songs for us.
I love hearing that, because that was sort of like the goal when I wrote this album. And, you do hear that a lot of times you write for yourself. Like, I was kind of going through something like a transitional period in my life and going like, oh, what's next? And a little, I don't want to say lost, but, just trying to find my direction again. And I just started writing, about just don't stop believing in yourself. And
so you literally pointed your arrow in the direction it was calling you.
Yeah, and so I love hearing that feedback. It really makes me feel good.
With the song Warrior and being Metis, did you kind of put that together, or just happened that way?
Not really.
No?
That's a good question. Not really. I think I don't even know where. I mean, you hear warrior a lot now. It's a bit of a trendy word, I guess. And so I don't remember where I first picked it up, but it just, like, that's a song that, sometimes there's a song it might take you months to write. That one just kind of fell out of me, and I just kind of went with it. And so, yeah, I think that word just, it kind of pumped me up, too. And, yeah.
This album, Dare to Be You, like you said, it's full of positive messages. It's quite uplifting. Just wanting people to, I guess, continue on their path, their journeys, and whatever people say, if it's negative, just keep on going. Is that what you were striving for when you wrote this album?
Yeah, definitely. Like, one thing I noticed was, I do a lot of running. And while I was writing this album, and I was working with Murray Pulver here in the city, he's the producer of the album, and so we were, working on all kinds of ideas. And so I would take, we just put them down as demos, and I would go for my runs, and I would use that as a test, I guess. And it was getting me all like pumped up and
running
excited.
faster.
And so I'm like, okay, this is great, yeah. So I don't know, I forget your question now, but I kind of, yeah. So the whole Dare to Be You was, kind of that inspiration behind it, to not be afraid to be yourself, and when you're having a low point, that can always grow from there.
You grew up just south of Winnipeg, correct?
Yes.
Born into a French Metis family.
That's right.
A lot of fiddle going on. You heard growing up?
Not so much fiddle. Like, I guess I sort of come from a musical background. Like, my grandmother had 18 siblings.
Whoa.
Oh, wow.
I know. It's amazing. I still meet, like, cousins today that I've never met before. Like,
wow.
My cousin, wow. Yeah, and so I have a lot of, I guess that would be, great uncles from there that were musical. But my immediate family, not so much. I kind of discovered at the age of 6 that I can sing. My parents, I come from a family of 4 girls, and my parents had bought us a microphone. It wasn't like a Fisher-Price one. I don't know what got them to do this, but they bought us like a professional, like expensive microphone, and we were recording ourselves, and that was when I discovered I could sing, and I instantly loved it. and it wasn't until grade 5 our teacher assigned us to write a song. And it's weird because I don't even know, back then where he even got that idea. I don't know if that was a thing. This is like going back in the 80s. But I was 10 years old, and I just remember loving the process of writing a song, and then we got to perform it for the school, and it was just something that really connected with me that I loved. But I mean, growing up, it wasn't something in the household where you talked about that, you can have a music career. It was all about, going to college and university. So it was never on my mind that I could actually pursue that. And until I met Keith, and he was kind of the one that was like, yeah, let's go tour, let's do this, and just opened up this whole world that I didn't even know existed.
That's amazing.
That's
to
really cool.
Be together and work together that long professionally, because you hear a lot of duos who they come and go.
Yeah.
For sure. I mean, it's not like, we have our ups and downs, and there was a time, like probably a good solid 15 years, we were touring all the time, and a lot of times it was just me and him. We didn't have like this big crew with us, and so it's almost like a marriage in a way, like and one day like one might pick the other one up or whatever, but it worked for all those years, and yeah, I'm really grateful for everything I learned from that.
So that
experience?
Will there be more music with Keith and Renee?
I'm not sure, to be honest. Like, our last album was 2015, and we're still playing. Like, in February, I think we had like 7 shows, but we're doing a lot of stuff locally right now. We just kind of branched out into other projects, and we haven't started writing another album, but we don't we'll talk about it once in a while, but I think we're just busy doing other things. And like Keith is, he's a life coach, and he's been doing a lot of work in schools, and so like mindfulness kind of work. And so he's been really enjoying that right now, and I think he's writing a book, and there's all kinds of stuff between the two of us. And so I think it's just a time for us to be like exploring, and we'll see. I mean, I'm sure we'll end up eventually making another album.
Renée Lamoureux joining us here on the program this morning. Dare to Be You is actually your second solo album. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right. I put out the first one in 2012. And I guess I didn't really work it as much as I'm working this one. When I put out the 2012 one, the Keith and Renee was very busy. And so I just had all this music that I just wanted to record and put down. I'm so far very excited with the whole Dare to Be You and the attention it's getting, and I feel like it's just the beginning.
On your webpage as well, if people go there to reneelamoureux.ca, and we'll get the link up on our webpage. People can go there and actually pick up the Dare to Be You album, and also your first one. And then there's also a little memorabilia if people want to pick up, a Dare to Be You t-shirt. Yeah. Yeah, I decided to make a whole line of like sweet inspirational wear, and actually I've sold quite a ton of those
especially at the concerts and stuff. So I think it's a thing right now. So many people want to be inspired, and so. Yeah, I think it's a cool time.
I think I'm going to buy one of those Never Give Up
I
kids
was just thinking the same thing, too.
Maggie would rock that. I have a 1.5-year-old daughter, and that would just be so great.
Oh, yeah, I've got some for kids.
We're gonna both rock them as well.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Renee, I want to say thank you for joining us on the program this morning.
Yes, thank you. And thank you so much for always supporting my music. I'm really grateful for that.
Well, we love you so much.
Renée Lamoureux, thank you so much for joining us on the program again. If anybody wants to get information on what she's got going on, where she's performing, pick up her album, download, or buy the hard copy. Go to reneelamoureux.ca. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.